Have we ever had a correct countdown?
I don't know. You're very finicky on the countdowns.
I like a
super finicky.
countdown.
I know, it's very specific.
Very specific countdown.
Very specific. I look forward to you giving a countdown. Pagani's just so confused now.
I'll have it.
Do you want to?
Perfect.
Do you want to?
Perfect.
Do you want
You do 5, 4, 3, 2,
to?
and then
Okay. And then it's like this, and everything happens.
No, you
Literally
didn't
what I
say
did.
2.
Apparently, you're not supposed to say 2, are you?
No, you're silent. No, it's silent 1.
I don't know.
So-
I'm glad we started 2 minutes early so we could waste 2 minutes talking about inappropriate
I'm doing this on
countdowns.
purpose.
I know. I noticed that.
Not
It's right
1
here.
o'clock.
It's not 1 o'clock. We're not ready yet. We're not in the mental space.
That's what I call it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Atomic Mass Transmissions Live.
And it's very live.
It's very live.
Every time.
Live wire. We're live wires.
Woo!
I'm your host, Dallas, and with me is Will Schick.
What's up, guys?
And we're going to be painting some Asgardians today.
We are. Which Asgardians are we going to paint?
Well, we did the paper rock
We did.
scissors, and you got Thor and I got Valkyrie.
Yes.
I'm not sure who won and who lost.
I don't think anybody lost. Although both of us have been staring at these things, being like, "Well, I don't entirely know how to paint it yet." I think I'm just going to go pretty traditional on mine.
I think we want to go traditional.
You said that last week, and then all of a sudden we had like this crazy magma vision.
Magma vision.
Magma vision.
That is not what you want in your eye.
Maybe. I don't know.
Nope.
I think it's okay.
Nope.
I'm going to break tradition, and I'm not going to start with the pants today. I'm going to go straight to the cape.
We won't know how to deal with this.
I know. We're doing the cape first. Doing it live.
We're doing it live. I'm going to start with an ochre color. Added a little bit of
What are you going to use the ochre color for?
gold yellow in there to brighten it up. I'm going to start with the hair.
The hair.
And typically I start with faces. And
Oh, Pagani helped me out by turning on my light. I'd have gotten there. All right. So I'm just going to go with our very classic tried and true red method over Zenith Primer. So ideally, when I use my little Model Air Vallejo Red, the Zenith Primer is just going to do all of like the hard work for me.
it's going to do most of the work.
All the hard work for me.
I've been playing with that, and I'm like curious if like
Have you really messed with any of the other colors yet?
of the Model Air.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any of those. I just make my own wash glazes by thinning paint. But I've been like playing with like you do blue first
Yeah.
and then red. You get much more of a purple, but you're one that fiery like vivid red, right?
I mean, I'm down for a lot of different styles of red. I think we're going just vivid on this one because, you know, it's a comic book. Thor's got a really bright red cape.
It does have a flashy red cape.
But yeah, I imagine if you put like a blue glaze down first and then did the red, you'd get like a nice dark kind of sanguine with the blue shading and everything.
Yep. I mean, I definitely go back and I shade my reds with blue. But I was trying to, what happens if you go the other way with it? You get more of a rich, you get like a, you know, if you were doing like more of a royal red color out of it. So, just something.
Just something.
Just something.
Just something. Pagani's just over there typing away. And yes, we got Pagani in his house today. On the board.
On the board. Not mic'd up.
Taking over for... No. He didn't mic himself up. He failed on that account. I mean, he's still trying. He's like fighting through all the cables right now, trying to get mic'd up
Look at that.
so that he can say something. It's all right. You're fine. Don't worry about it, Pagani. Erasing mistakes. Oh, is he going to speak?
There we go.
Are we there?
Hello there.
There it is. Perfect.
You tried this cadmium flash?
I have not really tried it yet, so experiment.
All right.
Like, be crazy.
Yeah, Dallas, tell us what you're doing here with this hair.
Well, right now I just put a base coat of ochre. It's a plague brown. kind of an ochre. It's a little more yellow than I prefer for starting on.
Yeah, but she's a strong, like, Scandinavian-inspired, like, lady, so
Yeah.
she can have that more platinum, really light blonde hair.
And I think that's what I'll go for. I don't usually highlight up as light as you're talking here, so we'll see what happens. I'm gonna put a skin tone on too.
I believe in the you that believes in you.
Believe in the me that believes in you.
Sweet. Such a quick red method here.
That does look fantastic.
We're basically done. All the heavy lifting.
I'm telling you, that glazing is.
So we go, red cape. I mean, I can go back and add in shadows and stuff, or I could just leave it alone. I might do one more coat after that dries. But you do want to be careful with glazes and washes, because if you mess with them when they're wet, you'll peel them right up. And that's always a sad day.
Yeah, they're pretty delicate. I mean, they're so thin that you want to make sure that they fully cure.
Cure?
Yeah, the paint cure.
Hmm.
Dallas, are you putting down a very thin yellow there to undercoat your skin tone there? Is that what's going on?
It is. It's kind of cadmium skin by Game Color, and a little touch of what's called basic skin tone. And I'm just really just a light glaze and over the zenith, and this is going to give me some this is basically going to give me highlights. I want this to be my highlight color, and so over the white and black zenith, you're going to get some contrast built in, and then when I shade this will be a really vivid peach. Get that peachy skin tone. Gotta paint her guns.
You know, the thing about these two Asgardians is they do really love to take people to the gun show. They do not believe in sleeves.
It's kind of true on the table as well.
For Valkyrie, for sure.
They're definitely a wrecking crew.
She
between
will
the two of these.
mess you up. Yeah, very, very aggressive, very in your face. Just gonna punch you a lot. As Pagani pointed out, they are definitely a hardcore wrecking crew.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the hair. I need like a reddish brown.
A reddish brown. There's a terracotta in here that might be right up your alley. Or not.
Need a little more orange in it. I'm gonna mix something. Sorry.
Mix it. I don't think you have to be sorry about
Oh,
that.
parasite brown. That might work. Let's try that.
Try it.
Oh, this is kind of good.
Don't let me stop you.
I want a little touch of. I think that'll work, actually. I'm gonna put a drop of red off to the side, and I might add it. Let's see what that looks like.
You got this. It's gonna be great.
Wow, we need to add a palette cam.
I think that's on Josh's docket, but we could blame Pagani for not having set it up. Jeez,
What?
Pagani. Do 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 do. Painting my blue. See, I'm going to use your little double wash trick here on the tunic. So, just going to lay down blue wash first, then I'll go over it with some black wash, and that'll give me a nice, like, little stormy black blue going on. It's going to be great.
Oh, stormy. I got it.
Yeah, because he's the god of storms. Sort of.
Thunder?
It's the same thing.
Thunderstorms.
God of hammers, god of storms, god of thunder. It's all the same.
I don't think that's true.
Where there's thunder, there's lightning. Where there's lightning, there's storms. It works. Shh. We're fine.
Thunder only happens when it rains?
Thunder only happens when it rains sounds like the best 80s metal ballad ever.
I mean, that is an 80s metal ballad.
Is it? Thunder Only? Nice. I don't know. That was in my time.
It was 70s. All right, so just a thin wash of this. It's called. What is it called again?
I don't know.
Is this one you handed to me? Squirrel Fluce Brown.
Squirrel Fur Brown.
Squirrel Fur Brown. And I had a little. No.
Scruffulous
It was
Brown.
Parasite Brown. Parasite Brown with little tiny dot of red. And that's gonna add like that warm honey color to that yellow, that ochre. The ochre is just a base color. You don't want, like for when I paint yellow hair, I don't consider the base coat my primary color. I need something a little neutral, so you don't want to do like this bright, like one of these bright yellows. Like this sun or golden, it's too intense. So I usually go with something more ochre. So it's a little more flat. Because it's not going to be the color of the hair. It just needs something neutral to build the hair. Does that make sense? It makes sense.
I got it. I understand. It's largely to do with paint opacity, correct?
Yeah, because it's really, really thin. So like that red brown over top of that ochre, it livens it up, adds that warmth to it, but it's not so intense. Like it gives me a place to build those. Especially like somewhere like a character like Valkyrie, like you're imagining like, godlike hair, right? So how is that godlike hair depicted? Very silky and smooth and high highlights. Well, we want those high highlights to be white. So if I go very, very bright, I don't have room to grow into my highlights. Does that? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You need a lot of contrast.
I need the contrast. How do I want to paint this skin? How do I want to go about
I'm just going to block in my skin while my cloak and tunic dries.
I'm looking for a green. That's not the
There's a
green
lot
I
of
want.
greens. What kind of green are you looking for?
Oh, I want like a camo.
Cayman green is your answer, sir. Cayman green. See, Pagani's just like having his own conversation over there through the keyboard. It's very rude.
I believe that's what keyboards are for.
No.
Huh.
What do you need?
No, I was just commenting.
That's what keyboards are for?
Yeah. Huh.
I like it.
Smoky ink.
Smoky ink.
I've never used that.
It's pretty interesting. Like, so unlike a normal ink that's just a pigment, the smoky ink with Vallejo has like a sediment in it, so that it's really good for
Like vehicles? Like
dirtying
engines?
stuff up, or it's really great on leathers. So if you paint like a brown, like a base brown, and then you use the smoky ink, the more of it you use, the more particulate you get. So you get that kind of like worn leather look where it's kind of chunky and there's like it's patchy in a way, but it looks really natural. I used to use that a lot for like basically all my leathers. I just like paint it brown, slap some smoky ink on it. Look at that, it's great. But it really works best if you slowly build layers with it and allow that particulate to kind of gather together and create this really interesting kind of texture almost to the brown. You can also use it to make like things really dirty. So, like you've got some characters that you want to look really dingy. You can just run that smoky ink over their clothes and stuff, and that particulate just looks like built up dirt and grime. And of course,
Nice.
it stains the whole model or the whole character brown, the miniature paint job brown. So it's interesting. It's a really nice like speed technique. I think there's probably a lot of really fancy artistic uses for it if you're clever. But it takes a lot of like it doesn't really work well right out of the bottle. So you do have to use glaze medium or matte medium and pay attention to how thick or thin you've got it to get good effects out of it.
Sure.
Shake, we have a question from chat.
I have an answer.
How would one go about painting a hammer to make it glowing, like it just got hit by lightning?
How would you do that? I would tell Dallas that I needed this hammer to be glowing. So we want the hammer to look like it got hit by lightning?
Yes.
Well, there's a couple of OSL is not my strong suit, but the way that I would normally approach it is probably with an airbrush, because you can get really easy in good fades with translucent colors. To do it with a paintbrush, you'd want to decide where your light source was. So that sounds like the top of the hammer is super bright because that's where the lightning is striking the hammer. So you do that white. I mean, I'll give it a shot. I don't mind. It's not going to look like the vision from last week though, because I don't get paid to do this.
I mean, you kind of do. Sort of.
Maybe a little bit.
And another question from chat. What flesh tone are you using on Thor?
I mixed model color basic skin tone with tan from the Game Color line, because the Carne or the Carne base, the basic skin tone color, is really, really bright. And kind of like with Dallas's hair that he was talking about, I needed a darker base to start from, because I'm going to build up highlights on all these super rippling muscles. So I just mixed those two together, and they turned out to this nice kind of darker Caucasian flesh tone by taking down some of the pinks with the brown. And then, because I mixed up a whole ton of it, I can just add more of the lighter color and build up my highlights, which I'm going to do now.
That's what he's gonna do now.
Bow, bow. Yes, indeedy. And then when we're done with that, I guess we'll try some OSL. We'll show the everyman's approach to OSL.
Yeah, I think having a vision in your head and understanding what you want and how the natural phenomenon works like that, that's kind of your first step, right? What does it mean that you want the lightning to look like it hit the hammer? I mean, if you wanted to sculpt it, if you wanted to actually add lightning, you get some paper clips, and you could drill a little hole in the top of your Mjolnir.
Now we're getting fancy.
Yeah. And then you can, or if you wanted to get really fancy, you could there's a couple different things, if you want to add real lighting. You could do fishing line built up with a little super glue in the shape, and then you can use Vallejo has a putty, and you can build up over that, and then you can glaze that with blue ink. So you can actually make a lightning bolt, which would be really cool. The big thing about OSL is you need the hot spot to be very, very bright and the area around it to darken, because that's where your intensity comes from. So think about that application when you're painting it. It's you need that there, your intense spot, and then you need your the darker color emanating around it. All right, I'm gonna paint more here.
And we get another question from chat here. What brushes are you all using?
I'm literally using probably the most janky brush I've ever owned. It is brand new.
It looks pretty janky on
the
the camera.
It is splitting, but you know what? You don't blame me, tools.
I think we're both using the same brush, aren't we? The Winsor Newton Series 7.
Yeah. I damaged mine earlier when I was painting, and it shows. Because I'm sure you can see it on the stream, right, Pagani?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Is that where the question? Why they're like, why is he using that brush?
No, the question was which
How is he
brushes
using
do
that
you
brush?
use? No, we didn't get that one either. It's what brushes are you using to lay down your base coats? And they're just using one brush all the way through on this. No one's changed brushes.
I've got a 1 and a 2 in my
I have
hands.
a 1 and 2 in my hand, but I always have a second brush. You will never see me without a second brush. All right, so I just I reclaimed a little bit of my basic hair color. Just a touch. And I'm gonna start highlighting it. Now I want like a yellow. I think I want the sun yellow. Yeah. I'm just gonna highlight. Man, I got a really bad brush.
Do you need me to get you a different one?
No. It'll be fine. I'll just use the side. See, look at that. Perfect. Just gotta give it a little kiss.
A little kiss.
Yeah.
Like from a rose?
Yeah.
Nice.
I break my highlights up. I kind of put them all over the place to kind of show that way the hair moving. Just some little highlights. Oh, we can totally platinum this up, yeah. Actually, I want like a little bit darker shade. Let's have a good umber color here. I want to add a little shade around.
That one was almost a mistake.
Can you show us that cloak when you get a chance? That's looking mighty fine.
Boop.
And that's just one layer? Or
That is literally just one layer of this one.
I'm telling you that Zenithal Prime.
Over a Zenithal Prime. That's it. I probably don't even have to touch it again.
A thing of beauty.
I probably will. That said, it's pretty amazing. We have yet to actually explore any of the other model air colors for the same effect, which we really should because the red works so well. It's pretty fantastic.
I have a blue at home.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well, I want to know if it works in the same way. So you should find that out.
I will remember to bring that in.
Yeah? You making yummy noises over there?
Look, add that little bit of umber to the hair just to deepen the darker areas. Looks really good.
All right, let's get crazy.
Oh
Yes?
boy, here we go.
Oh boy, here we go. I mean, normally I really should probably finish everything, depending on how glowy we want this hammer to be, but that's okay.
It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. It will be fine. Where's that electric blue? Electric blue, white.
Oh man, I think I can just use this as well. Just shade my skin.
I'm going to do this really quick.
Too red.
So I'm just going over all of the blue wash that I did on the tunic with a black, which will give me that nice blue-black kind of fade that I want.
Yeah, I'm using like a little red-green mix to deepen the shade of my flesh.
Nice. All right. Let's get crazy. Okay, so gosh, that is thick.
Yeah?
Yeah. White is thick. So I'm just mixing up Arctic white, magic blue, and electric blue. And I added some glaze medium to give me some more working time with these. Maybe I want that turquoise too.
Turquoise really makes that blue glow pop when you need it.
Boy, do I need it. All right. So I think we're gonna do.
This is here.
They have your new brushes, yay! Okay.
Dallas, is this still that green red mix?
Yeah, green red. So I don't have a wash for her skin. So I'm approaching it a little different with using just opaque paints. If you look at my skin, there's like reds and greens in there, and so I like to build that in. So I'll mix a little bit of the base color with a little green, and I'll paint in all the shadows with that, and then I'll do a little red with the base flesh tone, and I'll paint in all the shadows with that. And I do this no matter what color skin I'm painting. It lets me build up that flesh tone. And then I'll mix the red and the green together, it makes a brown. And I might add a little like other colors to it, like a little yellow, depending on what you need. And then I'll just deepen all that. And then I'll go back to, and then I'll highlight it. So I don't really have a wash for it, so I'm just kind of making it up. Now while that dries, I'll go back to the hair that I put some umber in. Umber is just a really pretty color. You can ask Bob Ross. It just adds like some depth to that hair. And now I'm highlighting with like a really bright yellow.
And Shake, tell us what you're doing here.
So I'm wet blending. a bunch of different colors together to try to get like kind of this OSL fade. So basically what I did is I just glazed up all of my paints, and I'm going to use my 2 different brushes, and I'm just going to smash paint together
I love what
to kind of create hopefully a nice fade. And so it's really just going back and forth between the two brushes, and like swapping out the colors and just mashing it in and working it to try to make the overall effect work.
Learning how to wet blend is like a really good, a good thing to add to your arsenal of painting. Because man, you paint fur or lots of different things, cloth. After you learn how to wet blend, and it can just speed it up. And I'm all about speed, typically. Let's add a little dead white? No. I don't want Arctic white. Does Arctic white have blue in it? Is that what it is? No, that's pretty good actually. Add a little Arctic white to my bright yellow. Highlight again. Big thing is you don't want a white that has green in it. Or blue in it, because then you add it to the yellow and you get this green color. Then you go to highlight your yellow hair with this green color, and it looks really, really weird.
This is the problem with wet blending, because you just get lost in it.
That's why it's so fun. Boop.
A question from chat. Around how many poses does each character average when being designed? How do you choose the final one? Is it a team vote?
How many poses on average?
I think it depends on the character. There are some that we like nail in one.
Yeah.
And then there are others that take a lot of back and forth. Like Captain America, I think we went several rounds on trying to get something that we liked and felt worked from a miniature standpoint and still
Capture the character.
captured Captain America and who he is and stuff. So they can be kind of difficult. But I think like Thor, I'm pretty sure we were talking about him and you were just like, it looks like this. And we were like, yeah, it does. You're right. That's exactly what it looks like. Kudos. Valkyrie was one that we struggled with quite a bit. I don't want to say struggled, but we went back and forth about quite a bit to make sure that we got her right and that she felt accurate to the character and all that stuff. So yeah, it really depends a lot on.
Sometimes the idea just comes to you. Sometimes it's just this is kind of, you can see it and and it's just going to work so good and it's going to be awesome. And sometimes you do some iterations, which is always fun. It's like, well, what was the one we did several iterations on?
I mean, there's been a number. I fear that we're going to talk about something we're not supposed to.
Yeah, Josh isn't here. Stop us.
He's at home. Let's just make the boy ill.
No.
I think he's doing that on his own.
Hang on, let me
That's
think
true.
here. Let me think here. There's so many characters, and like the stuff we can talk about is.
Yeah, I mean, we've only
Pagani might remember one.
shown 30 characters or something?
Yeah. Is there anything from the? Hang on, I'm thinking. I'm gonna get one here in a minute. I'm gonna have a story here in a minute. Watch.
Captain America was
What
one.
they've seen.
Valkyrie was another. Miles, which we showed off at Gen Con. He was one that
He went through several.
he went through several different iterations before we finally kind of suddenly nailed what we wanted from that, with him leaping over the news box.
Oh man, I know I have a story. I got focus diverted in two places right now. I'm so sorry. This is the trick of painting live.
Doing it live.
So, tell me the cool story. Hang on, I'll tell you the cool story. Hang on.
I mean, I think I remember a lot for Gamora.
Well, Gamora was only a problem because nobody ever listened to me.
Oh, I tried like 3 different things on her.
Yeah, and I was just like, no, I want this. And you're like, but what about this? And I was like, no, I want this. We got there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah. And then we do crazy stuff where we kind of just, can we even do this? Oh my gosh, can we? And those are fun to do too.
It's true. We do have a couple like that. I mean, Green Goblin was definitely one that there was a lot of questions as to how we'd pull that off, and if we could pull it off, and what that would mean. And
I got some pictures on my phone of me and Pagani and you in like different poses.
Nerf guns are definitely your friend when it comes to this kind of stuff,
Yeah.
for sure.
They even double as swords sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta hold a Nerf gun and be like, this is what it's gonna look like. Some of them are like really easy. Like I felt like the Black Order.
Oh yeah, they all came together really, really simply, I think. Like,
Yeah.
there's just so much to think about with those characters that it just kind of like nailed it together. Like everyone knew exactly what we wanted Thanos to be doing, and but yeah, it just varies on character, and then
Well,
sometimes
till we added a throne.
we actually added the throne because of the pose. Like we're like, he should be walking down something. What's he walking down? Well, he's walking down his throne.
I remember when you guys came in, you were like, we're doing a throne.
We're doing a throne.
Dope.
Yeah, because he had to be walking down something because that was what was cool. So that's what we did.
As far as the collaboration, it's like it's everybody gets to talk about it. Everybody gets to reiterate together.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like usually I drag everybody in and we go through a list of characters and I'm like, what is this person doing? And everybody kind of throws their ideas out. Like sometimes I'll even draw while you're all talking. And then we like kind of go, yeah. And then we're all yelling at each other. It's like, well, move the arm up like this. Oh, okay, yeah. Sometimes somebody just has the idea, like this is what they really want. I mean, I know we were talking about a character, and I was like, no, this is what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
This is what he's doing. And sometimes Josh is like, this is what it should look like, and sometimes you're like with the Gamora, right? It's like, no, guys, listen to me. We're a team.
You say listen to me so much different than Josh.
Listen to me! Listen to me! That's how Josh says it all the time, like just blowing out mics. But he always says it like you haven't even interrupted him. That's the best part. He's like telling you something. He's like, so, like this character, he needs to be like doing this, and he's jumping up. No, listen to me! And you're like, I was.
I'm not now.
I don't know what happened, man. Like, what's wrong? But there you go. It's the joys of working with Josh.
Chat likes your hammer quite a bit.
Oh, thank you. hopefully we're delivering on the desire here. But like I could literally spend the next 6 hours just wet blending.
Yeah. I'm telling you, everybody needs to learn to wet blend. Like Willikers, it's good.
Willikers.
Zombane UK asks if you can have the Thor when we're done painting.
What? You can't have my Thor? Actually, I don't really care. You would assume. I like how you assume that I'm going to be done painting him, though. I have a long line of half.
A lot.
I have a long line of sadly half finished stream minis.
Oh my lord, yes. That's sometimes what happens with the miniatures we do on stream. Is just like sometimes they just go on a shelf and they're not ever painted again.
They wind up in playtest.
Or they.
Thank you for all of your donations to the dev office.
All right, I think I'm going to be done with that. I'm going to let it dry. There you go.
Look.
And then I'll add the little
Yeah.
like lining around it.
I like it. Yeah, a little lightning bolt around it.
Well, I'll edge like I'll edge these corners here in white.
I
But if I
want
do that
like
now,
a lightning bolt. Like,
you want a lightning bolt drawn on the hammer?
yeah, like some lightning.
What is this? The side of an '80s van?
Yes.
Would you like me to put a dragon on it too?
Yeah.
I mean, it hits like a van.
It does hit like a van. That's true. It's very scary.
I'm over here like going crazy on this
On the hair?
Valkyrie face and arms and hair. Like really, really, really painting this. I'm getting some.
Not fake painting it, but
No,
really
I'm doing
painting
this-
it.
I'm getting in there with some smooth blends.
God, is that the name of your lounge album?
That's my
Dallas
jazz.
Cap.
That's my jazz.
Smooth blends.
That's my jazz band. Smooth
I like it.
blends.
I would never listen to it, but I would own it. Just because it'd be yours.
I accept that 100%. We talk about it all the time. You don't have to listen to the album. You just gotta own it.
You just gotta support. You just gotta support. That's all we're asking for here.
Big believer in support. Buy your friend's art. Actually, I'm painting this like I've never painted skin before, so it's kind of fun.
Exploration.
It's got the very dramatic lighting.
Now, where do you want this lightning bolt?
Like down, like no, it's not just one. It's like crackling lightning down the sides, like it's ripping through the storm to deliver the crushing blow.
It's not a three-dimensional brush, man. It's just no. We're not doing
Paint the
that.
crackle. Paint the
Paint
crackle.
the crackle. Paint the crackle where?
Paint the right down the side of the hammer.
Right down here?
This is how you get baited by Dallas into repainting that hammer.
I mean, I feel like he wants me to spend another 3 hours on it.
No, it's just a crackle. Crack.
I need a smaller brush, I think, for that. My hands are not that steady.
I'm sorry. I used the wrong word. A crack-a-doom.
Crack-a-doom?
Crack-a-doom.
Oh my gosh, the things I do.
Is this the crackle? Crack.
It's okay. If you mess it up, nobody will have seen it.
It's just going to go to
Nobody.
playtest.
And then we gotta come back in here, and we gotta like tease it out.
Don't let him fool you. He's having fun.
I mean, I was until he made me ruin my hammer.
I didn't make you ruin your hammer.
We're gonna get this like way looser.
Choose to not fail.
Way looser.
Chad is chanting "Paint the Crackle."
Paint the crackle.
See?
See, I feel like there's just so much stress and like.
It's okay. I put it on Dallas's cam, so if you mess it up, you can just like turn the miniature, and then you're good to go.
Beep. Never paint the top lip. I'm painting her bottom lip. Never paint the top lip. I need a little more highlight, I think. Can they see that? Like, is her face showing up even?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I'm just using some very light skin tone and a little touch of white. And I'm just barely touching the high points to establish some bright highlights. Ferocity.
Ferocity?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she's a warrior.
That's true.
Forged in the fires of battle.
Is that where she was?
I mean, probably.
Hmm.
I haven't read the most recent Valkyrie books.
Well, it's a different Valkyrie now, you know.
It's Jane Foster Valkyrie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Sneak peek at Thor's new hammer.
Poor Brunhilde didn't make it. She didn't survive the War of the Realms.
Oh, really?
Mm-mm.
Oh, spoiler alert, kids.
I know.
For the record, you usually say that before the spoiler, not
First of all,
afterwards.
don't tell me how to live my life. I don't want your life.
Look, we all know they're here for spoilers. We don't have to describe what kind. Tell me I'm wrong.
I mean, you're not.
Exactly.
I told Schick we could spoil something because Josh wasn't here, but here we are, not doing that.
Not spoiling stuff.
No, instead we're painting lightning bolts on hammers.
Because it's awesome.
There's your lightning
Is
bolt.
it awesome?
There's your lightning bolt.
Look how awesome that is.
You're the worst.
Because I asked you to do something awesome and you believed in yourself to do it. See, you believe in me, I believe in you.
No, that's not how it works.
Alright, fine. Where is that black wash right there? Did you do blue wash and then black wash on your tunic?
I did.
I think I'm just going to go straight.
Straight black? The straight black works really well, but it just makes it black.
Well, and then I'll highlight with grays, so it'll be fine.
All right, there we go. Can chat see that? We have their crackle. They got it. It's all theirs. Here, I'll bring it in. Let's see if it'll focus. Will it focus? I don't know. Is that visible?
Kinda.
It's there. Trust me, it's there.
We can tweet a picture later.
We can't.
Oh, see, there you go. You can see it.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
If it wasn't for copyright infringement, I'd totally ask for a song to be played when you showed that.
Like what happens when the lightning strikes?
No. There's only one song to play.
We have a question from chat. What is your favorite line of comics to read currently?
Ooh, currently.
Like, what is your favorite story arc?
I mean, I'm buying.
You can say it.
I'm buying everything from the Dawn of X right now.
New X-Men run with Hickman. Yeah, that's pretty amazing.
It is so
X-Men.
so X-Men. Like, the new Deadpool's pretty good. I'm liking that.
I gotta catch back up on Carnage.
True, that run ended a little while ago, but you didn't finish it, did you?
No, I think I got 2 or 3 left.
I think I have them all.
Yeah, I think we do. I just gotta sit down and
Yeah,
do it
they're
at lunch one day, maybe
they're
tomorrow.
in the studio.
I really enjoyed the craziness that was Savage Avengers before we finally kind of decided that we had taken as much as we could from that
That
run.
was a crazy run.
It was wild. It was definitely wild. There's no doubt.
Like that was pure comic books.
I still think my favorite probably consistent run has been the Amazing Spider-Man run or the New Avengers. The current Avengers run, I guess I shouldn't call it the New Avengers. That might get confusing. But both of those runs have been just phenomenal. I've really enjoyed them.
I don't know if it's my favorite, but I recently picked up the first trade paperback of Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur.
Sure.
I had a lot of fun reading that.
We have a question from Vec Namersten.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm telling you, Immortal Hulk is a gem. You have to read it.
Oh, I've been trying to get
Has
Dallas to
anyone
read
read it?
Immortal Hulk forever. He won't do it, though.
Oh, I mean, I will.
You haven't yet, though.
I haven't yet.
Yeah, that one's awesome. I've really loved that run. I think it's a great reimagining of the Hulk and like his character. Super philosophical. Dallas would love it. That's why I keep telling him. I'm like, look, man.
All right.
Chat demands it, Dallas.
What do they chat? Is that like one person or two people?
Chat is a
A-
nameless
A
blob.
person named Chat.
A nameless blob of internet that demands your attention to that comic series.
A nameless blob of internet.
Rude.
Okay.
Well, I am going to comic shop today, so I'll see what I can find.
Oh, you just pick up the Immortal Hulk run and catch up on Unlimited, Marvel Unlimited.
I don't have Marvel Unlimited.
Well, you should get it. It's pretty amazing.
There's lots of things I should get in my life.
Like a Clue.
Hey!
Hey. There you go.
I forgot to paint her hands, so they're going to be gloves.
I like it. She deserves gloves.
Well, now that we've hit the air horn stage of the stream, I guess we all have to go home now? Like,
That's what we've hit. That's where we are. That's where we are. I mean, Pagani could, I guess, go grab one of those tactic cards he wanted to spoil. More air
I'll
horn.
never say no.
I know you won't.
That is true. He will never say no.
I know you won't. Josh can't stop us.
I will say no.
Will you?
Not today.
Just someday?
Sometimes. I've totally said no. No, we shouldn't do that. Oh yeah, I kind of like her with gloves actually. It makes sense. She's got swords, so those can like rub a blister.
You definitely want gloves. Well, she also, she rides. She rides her Pegasus.
True.
Don't really want to hold those reins like.
Riding gloves are like driving gloves.
Yeah. You gotta be careful with that.
I agree.
Know what I mean?
Gunmetal, that's a good color. I'll use that. Does this have like a darker color metal in this set?
I always
Darker
mix.
than gun?
No, I mix black and gunmetal, and that'll give you like a really nice. That's how I did the
Okay.
MODOK and stuff. It'll give you a really good foundation for that.
Nice. What do you got?
I don't know.
I want to see what you got.
He's
I don't know
got-
what you're spoiling.
He's got 3 options. These
pick.
Oh,
these
I
are.
would do this one, but what camera? Okay, we're on.
Did you pick the one that's going to make them lose their minds
I did.
that we
Yes,
specifically didn't
yeah.
show off last time?
Well, I don't know which one you didn't show up last time.
We only showed one. We showed till the end of the line. The Super Cap and Bucky team up card.
True.
what set is this
True.
in? What,
Does Vision and it's Vision and Winter Soldier.
where's these two from?
Vision and Winter Soldier.
Oh, they're all from Vision.
We already showed all of the Asgardian cards. We don't have any applicable cards from them. I mean, unless we started showing cards from Angela,
I'm just
and
gonna
that's
put
not going to
these right-
happen.
Hang on.
What's happening?
No, nothing. You just
What are you
keep-
doing?
You just keep paying.
What
I'm
do
just gonna
you-
put
what
these
do you-
like right.
What's happening here?
I want to figure it out here in a minute.
You're going to figure it out here in a minute?
Obviously, I'm not.
You gotta
Hang
put
on.
them
No,
up
I
by
know
the
where they're at.
clasps.
I know where they're at.
Yeah, there's one.
There's one.
That one has my favorite color palette, which you can totally see in the background right there.
Oh, I'm showing him this one?
I don't know. You choose.
Oh,
I'm not choosing.
I know which one Pagani wants to show, so we'll just show it. It's actually one that astute viewers would realize that I made a mistake about in one of the first playthroughs we did.
I think it was the first
on
playthrough.
stream.
Oh, that's right. You called it that.
I did. No, I didn't call it that. I used the rules of it. So, all right. So field dressing is going to be in the Winter Soldier and Vision pack. It is unaffiliated, and it's active. And it says, a character within range 2 of a dazed allied character may spend 4 power to play this card. Remove a dazed token and 1 damage from the allied character. So this card obviously can have some pretty huge implications when one of your characters gets dazed before it gets to activate. You can spend field dressing, they can get back up, they can take their turn. Obviously, it also can stop an opponent who's really trying to KO one of your important characters because now they have to expend effort to daze them again. You only get 1 health back though, so you kind of got to be careful. But if you also have a patch up, you can play them in tandem, I guess. So you can really stack it up.
That is a lot of power.
It is a lot of power, but it is possible. But yeah, a really great card to keep in your back pocket for those really important character moments where you roll bad on defense or something happens, you lose the character you need. Field dressing potentially can save you. The range is pretty restrictive and the power cost is high. Obviously, it's a very powerful effect, but...
Quite the spoiler.
Quite the spoiler, I know.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho,
It's a spoiler worthy of a...
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
I like it. I like this new air horn thing we got going on.
horns.
We need air horns? That's our new rallying cry? Air horns for life!
Or vuvuzelas.
Vuvuzelas? What about didgeridoos?
That'd be great. Pagani's all about the didgeridoo.
We got 2 didgeridoos at home.
Didgeridoos are awesome.
And
Do you
Liz can
play them?
'em. I don't know what I'm doing with those things, but Liz can do it.
But Liz can do it?
Yeah.
You do the...
Yeah, but if you're just making the noise with your mouth, that's not the same thing as
That's the
playing
same
a
thing.
didgeridoo.
That's how you do it. You make that noise through the big tube and it makes it resonate.
I mean, that's basically how you play the trumpet, so...
I can't play trumpet. I tried.
You just make the noise with your mouth.
So I was a saxophone player.
I played the French horn because I played the bassoon, and you can't march with the bassoon, but apparently if you were in band, you had to be in the marching band, which I thought was dumb. So then I had to learn how to play the French horn. I was like, these 2 instruments could not be further apart, but to be fair, I think they gave you the French horn because it didn't really require a lot of skill to play the marching French horn. You kind of just made the noise with your mouth, and it came out the other end. It was great.
I was in marching band and...
No offense to any French horns players. I don't want like hate
mad.
mail from French horns players. I understand that it's not that easy, but I wasn't trying very hard, and I got away with it. So it's okay. It's okay.
I think it was my junior year. I got upgraded to having to march with the baritone sax.
Oh yeah,
So I went from an alto to a baritone for marching.
it's pretty intense,
That thing weighs a ton.
but it made you so strong.
That thing weighs a ton when marching. It takes so much air.
So much. All right, what do I want to do with this guy? Pretty happy with how the tunic turned out. Might do one more.
I think I'd play my saxophone
maybe.
if I had it.
I mean, I would love it if you brought in your saxophone and just started jamming some tunes, some sweet jazz from your album, from your self-titled album that we haven't heard yet, but all want to.
I can't remember. Smooth Blends?
Yeah, Smooth Blends. D-Kemp presents Smooth Blends.
Smooth Blends.
It's music for, lazy Sundays and
lazy
chill Saturdays.
Lazy Sunday paint music.
Yeah, and chill Saturdays. Back porch barbecues. Watching the sunset.
I'm in for the barbecues.
Well, you got to listen to Smooth Blends then, because that's the rule.
Dallas, we got to do it now.
It's only on NPR.
Smooth Blends.
Oh, that should be my new weekly hobby.
Smooth Blends?
Yeah. It's a jazz show on NPR. I host it.
I like it. I think it has to be a live jazz show though, so you have to play all the jazz. Like let's not go halfway. We got to go all the way here.
Invite some guests in.
Yeah, you jam with them. It'd be amazing. I think this sounds solid. I'm going to show off another card because I feel like we're getting really off track.
It's good to stay centered.
Yeah.
What we're supposed to be doing, which is painting.
I'm painting. I painted a hammer with lightning.
You did.
I know. All right, here, we'll show this one. This one's pretty fun.
Which one's that?
This is the one if your Modocs have got you down and you want to deal with some Modocs. Psychic shielding device, PSD. And then we go to the back. It is unaffiliated and active. So any character may spend 1 to 5 power to play this card. This round, well within X of this character, X is equal to the power spent to play this card. When allied characters are targeted by mystic attacks, add 1 die to their defense rolls. And allied characters cannot be advanced or pushed by the effects of enemy mystic attacks or enemy superpowers.
We have to scoot that up on camera.
I refuse.
Ah.
This is where it is. I read it. That's all you get there.
There you go.
It's zoomed in so much. We weren't prepared for this. We weren't prepared.
That no push thing is super useful.
No push or advance. So no bow to the wills, no none of it. You get nothing.
The no push thing, super useful.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I'm just here for like the synthwave pinks and purples and blues on that card.
From Psychic Shielding Device?
Yeah, that's my jam.
That palette is really good.
It's definitely a prog rock band. They play with Dream Theater.
Psychic Shielding Device?
Yeah. You
That's
know
legit.
it.
I'm in.
I mean, you are in for the next 45 minutes for one song because that's what we're going to do. It will include didgeridoos and other instruments that you've never even heard of before.
You're speaking my language, man.
I can't deal with a song that runs longer than 4 mintes. Like, if you can't give me your
there's
full...
so many bands you can't listen to.
No, there's just so many songs I can't listen to. There are a lot of bands too, but that's okay. I don't feel like I'm missing anything out. If you can't get to the point of your song in under like 5 minutes, I might give you 5 minutes. Then like you need to just make a whole concept album. Don't make it one song. It's not one song. It's not one song. 20 minutes later, I don't need to be hearing the chorus and you'd be like, well, look at that. See, it's following normal musical structure. No, it's not.
We lie on opposite end of the spectrum on
20 minutes later.
If I look at the back of an album and it's just like, I see a bunch of 8-minute tracks, I'm like, oh man, this is awesome.
Nope. Get in, get out.
Runtime 30 minutes.
Move on to the next point of your song. Like, move on to the next song.
It's movements.
I'll give you a movement.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Is it 2 o'clock? Jeez.
I don't know. No, I don't think Pagani's really concerned about keeping us on time today, unlike the Josh.
It is 2 o'clock.
It is 2 o'clock.
Nailed it.
I guess we're out of time.
Or are we?
I
I'll leave it up to you.
I mean, I'm not the host.
They don't have to chat.
This is Dallas's
I
call.
mean, do they want to see anything? Do they want to know anything?
Well, they want to know a lot of things. You got to be more specific.
Do they want to know a thing that we can talk about?
This is all about our conversation before of setting good expectations.
Oh yeah, that's
When
right.
Josh isn't here, there are no expectations.
We break all the spoilers out? Because
Yeah.
you can't say
We
no?
just do whatever we want. Go get the Guardians. Don't actually do that. That would.
I will do it.
The chair is sliding back.
I know.
You're like,
I can only imagine the tongue lashing I would get tomorrow. And then I'd be like, well, I guess you shouldn't be sick anymore.
yeah, got him.
This is the punishment. We clearly can't be trusted to maintain a schedule.
Right, clearly.
Clearly. Clearly. Do. I'm excited to see what everybody does with their Thors and Valkyries and Visions and Winter Soldiers.
I'm excited to get a Thor and a Valkyrie to paint.
You don't have too long to wait.
Nope.
February 14th, just in time for Valentine's Day.
I'll let my wife know.
That you were going to be busy
Yep.
with your new Valentine.
Yep. Which is Valkyrie.
Won't you be my Valentine?
Or maybe Hela?
I don't know.
Maybe Loki?
You really rolled me the other day with that Valkyrie. That was really disappointing.
That was excellent.
It was pretty uncool. It's like, we're not even testing her anymore. Stop it.
Stop it.
Stop it. Stop ruining my good characters with your Valkyrie. With your rude Valkyrie ore.
All right, Chick. I think we have a chance to troll chat really well here, but I'm going to leave it up to you completely.
Okay.
Red Death M has asked, give something simple like the threat level of a Guardian character, but they
2.
didn't ask. Okay. And that's all you're going to get.
I like how you didn't even get the full. You're just like, 2!
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to tell them which character
Nope.
that is.
No. 2.
That was great.
Oh, I'm all about trolling chat when I can. With
See,
chat,
they should have said something like name of a superpower or something like that.
Everybody gets 1.
But they've already. You wasted on a threat level.
And as we learned, chat is one amorphous blob.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat has their 1. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Chat has their 1.
I mean, if chat found a genie bottle, you just get 3. You don't each get 3.
3 is also a threat value.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Giving away all of it today. 2 and 3. They are numbers that exist. And they will be used. Do. But thankfully, they won't have super long to wait. I think next week we're actually playing a game with the Asgardians. Does that sound right? Josh isn't here to tell me if that's right or not, but I'm pretty sure that's on the schedule.
You said Asgardians. Do you mean Asgardians or do you mean Guardians?
I mean Asgardians.
Well, they've already seen all that.
Yeah, but they haven't seen a game with them yet.
That's true. That's true.
We're going to play a game with them. A game! Boop.
Boop.
Yeah. And now,
For something.
for something completely different, I was going to say, and now the real challenge becomes you have to add the OSL glow to all of the finished stuff on Thor. But that sounds like a great next time.
Join us next time.
On Atomic Mass Transmissions Live.
Can Will finish his lightning? Will Dallas ever finish this block?
Wow, this just became like really soap opera. I was thinking more like, more Toei animation style, like make it more exciting, less drama, more excitement. More with the excite. Oh, I just like have hair and boots, and then I could technically call this guy table ready.
Put it on the table. The table.
I don't know what's happening. How's that Valkyrie turning out? She's very dark.
Yeah,
She's gritty, grimy.
she's battling fools.
She does look like, an angel of death, if you will.
If you would.
If you would. Do you finish your blonde hair? Is that your blonde hair?
Yeah,
Nice. It's very golden.
yeah.
I would call that like golden field.
Yeah. Skin and hair done. Just gotta do this. Finish this black. 2 highlights. Call it a day.
think you got some knives to color too.
I just paint it all black.
All of them black. No one will pay attention.
I mean, I paint swords.
Yeah,
Metal.
knives. Metal knives.
Metal knives.
All right. Well, I think we probably should wrap it up.
All right.
All right. Before we have to give out the last spoiler, which is right here, but you can't see it because it's too far away. Here you go, last card.
What's the name of it?
That's right. It's called Tactical Analysis.
Tactical
So
analysis.
just go ahead and enhance all the way.
Zoom.
There you go. All right, perfect. We're done. All right, fine. Here.
I thought you were just going to leave it.
You gave in.
I did.
You crumpled.
I did. It's too mean. I mean, I know that I kind of wanted to see if somebody out there would like actually try to do it. Like just zoom.
Sure.
I don't think it would have worked though. I don't think the pixel count is high enough. So tactical analysis, unaffiliated, it's active. The active character may spend 2 power to play this card. Choose another allied character within range 3 of the character playing this card. The chosen character may advance short. So extremely useful in scenarios where you might need a character to move again, like say they have some rare Wakandan herbs, or a person like a Skrull.
I just like that card.
It's a solid use.
Shenanigans.
And movement shenanigans are really solid. And actually, if you watch the stream on Tuesday, I'm not even spoiling anything with Penny Arcade because we had them use tactical analysis, and it got used very effectively against my Ultron.
Nice.
But I still crushed them. So I was ordered to do so by our overlord Josh, so I did. All right.
How you do it?
That's how you do it. Look, when Josh tells you to do something, you do it.
You listen.
You don't question it. You don't question the glorious leader. You just do it.
You gonna lead it out?
No, I was going to let you do that.
All right. So I'm gonna turn off that light and move it out of the way. That is it for this week's edition of Atomic Mass Transmissions Live. Remember, you can check us out on our Instagram and our Twitters.
Yeah.
Look at that. They're right there, so I don't have to remember the // where those go. They're just on the screen for you. For all the latest news, announcements, spoilers, tips, tricks, and whatever.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All of the good.
All the good stuff that happens when it's not Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Wow. That's when everything happens, though. It's right now.
I know.
That's right now.
When was it?
Thursday, 1 p.m. Pacific.
So until next time, we'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Take care, guys. Bye.
That's it.